Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy days and schedules to be here. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Donnelly, I think Pamela for this.
You can call me Pamela.
And today I kind of wanted to be here as well to emphasize the importance of what we're going to go over today and really to obtain everybody's buy-in for our kids. Something that's incredibly lacking in our community, right? Everybody wants to be a rocket scientist, but you need a lot of education. So it's going to talk to these kids about, hey, in order to be this, I need this level of education. If I get this level of education, I can expect to earn this much income, things like that. Dr. Donnelly's way more of an expert than I am, but I really want us to invest in this because our kids necessarily don't have. Do all of our kids have a mom and dad that sit by them every single day and give them their undivided attention? They have our foster parents. Some of them are in staffed homes as well, with staff who come and go, who are wonderful people as well. But do they have that tight-knit bond of mom and dad who's been with them for 20 years straight, 18 years straight, to get them and have a safety nest when they leave? Most of our kids do not. And so we have a huge responsibility and an opportunity, actually, to get our kids more, increase their readiness for transitional living, independent living, career readiness. And we really owe it to them to give it our all, because independent living, career readiness cannot be taught once in 90 days, once every 30 days like IL workers may or may not come. We have to do more. So Dr. Donnelly has some innovative software programming.
Yeah, some software and some professional development today. You guys know you're doing a couple hours of professional development today, so that's what we're doing.
And I just think this is, the more people we can get on board to partner with us to serve our kids, the better off we are.
Cool. So I'm now on page 7. Why don't you meet me there? And you're going to see the layout of this mentor guide. Do y'all remember when you were in high school and they'd have those teacher editions of the textbook? Like the kids all have a book and then the teacher has the one with all the answers in it. And you'd be like, I gotta get a copy of that book, right? That's what this is. This is also all 10 trainings laid out the same way. So let's take a look at how that's done. First of all, we have the objective of the training, so you can read that and understand. Students will explore trade school options. They'll know what they pay. They'll understand the required qualifications and certifications. They're going to connect to government resources. And by the end, they can identify trade careers that match their skills or curiosity.
Something that's incredibly lacking in our community is getting our kids prepared for adulthood, independent living skills, career readiness, career exploration, things like that. So we have a huge responsibility and an opportunity, actually, to get our kids more, increase their readiness for transitional living, independent living, career readiness. We have to do more. So Dr. Donnelly has some innovative software, and I look forward to learning more about Catapult, and I think this can be a great opportunity for you, as well as our kiddos, and the goal is to help our kiddos really have a fighting chance when they leave, when they fly out of the nest, when they leave Eagle Quest, that they're going to be prepared, job readiness, career readiness. So these tools will help our kids kind of get an idea. Also, we'll get a better idea of to help our kids find out what they like and what they may want to do, and then we can help them get there.
And our whole goal is to make sure that foster youth and other young people facing adversity have a pathway to what's next so that they don't age out of the support systems without a plan. So by the end of going through, we're not just talking about software today, okay? We're talking about how to inspire a kid who is dealing with all kinds of self-doubt, all kinds of adverse childhood experiences, the things that can impede cognition. Kind of hard to focus when you've been through what these kids have been through. So we're here talking about the Catapult initiative. What that means is 3 pieces. Yes, Catapult is a software. You're seeing it here, and I'm going to demo some of that today. What we're doing today is part 2. The professional development piece is that mentor guide, because what I want to make sure, and we are launching what you're going to discover today statewide on the learning management system. What you've got in training 7 is understanding paychecks, what is a mentor, understanding networking, how to join a union in certain fields, especially the trade school fields. Many of those have unions. And even how to negotiate your paycheck, how to get a better. So what every worker needs to know does have a lot of those practical, like financial literacy components. Not trying to be a full-on course because it would super overwhelm them. Tell me what's different about your girls. You said they're different.
They're different. Okay, so some we can sit there and listen and want to take the information, and then some of our girls are just like, nah, I don't need it. I'm gonna figure it out. So that's our hardest right now.
Well, you work with she's aware you work with the traffic population.
Yeah.
Exploited.
Okay.
It's a very difficult population.
Very
difficult.
They have the ability to make a lot of money through ways that aren't
The
necessarily
blade,
healthy
you think
or
I
safe.
don't know? You think I don't know a thing? Come on, you think I don't know a thing? I won't even talk about what happened here yesterday with sex trafficked people not being heard and respected. I could just scream. They were talking about average age 15 and a half, down on the blade, average of 10 separate encounters a night being expected of them by whoever is overseeing them, pimping them. We're just asking about your experience, like, you have a heart for these kids, obviously, or you're no, you
I mean, yeah, I've been here for 3 years. Well, our girls are a little different, but I really came into this, field. Well, it's supposed to be little kids, but then I got into teenagers. Honestly, just to really help them with like life. Like, I really wanted to pour into them where they can see bigger than just their trauma and stuff that they've been through. Some of them are just, are stuck into their trauma and stuff like that. But my real goal is when you do get to that age, you don't have to have that trauma to hold you back because there's so much more to the world. And I mean, some of our kids, they do listen, and some of them, they hold on like, nah, I don't deserve this, da da da. But we do like a lot of educational classes. So me and Joanna are supposed to have our staff like come up with this like random things they need to talk about real life, like you may not learn in school. So like budgeting, taxes, how to get your first home. So like that.
Yeah, so thank you for what you just shared. It's really important. Learn about trade school options. So these are hot linked to resources for each one. So electrician, HVAC, automotive, welder, carpenter, plumber, cosmetology, culinary arts, so kids who like to cook, estheticians, massage therapy, dental assistant, medical assistant, diesel, pharmacy. So these are all hot links so they can find out what they do, what is the state-by-state breakdown, meaning how much demand is there, and how do you become that. After they have used those links, they can literally find out how much does it cost, how much time does it take, and when they flip these cards, they find out about the pay. And some of these careers make a heck of a lot of money and don't cost a heck of a lot of money to get into. And those specifics are all in Catapult with what is the average cost to go into this, what does it mean to do this. There are links that take them to BLS is an acronym to know, Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's a government site that has tons of information that we make sure they can, with a click of a button, access on hundreds and hundreds of different career paths. So trade school is a very, I think, underestimated option, and I agree that here in Clark County in particular, it's high demand. Military pathways is number 2. This may or may not be a fit for your student if, for example, they might have experienced gun violence, they might have experienced someone who was hyper-authoritarian, they may have hypervigilance. As we know, these young people, a lot of times they're looking over their shoulder. However, military is the on-ramp to a free college degree if they have an idea in their mind that they might want to do that. So it's important to remember that while trade school can help you save money to go and pay for it, military, if you're thinking like a 10-year plan versus a 1-year plan, thinking long-term, it's nice to begin with the end in mind. Doesn't mean we need to overwhelm them by saying, what are you going to be in 20 years, right? We probably don't want to say that to these kids, but we can definitely come back and say, these big 4 all are viable pathways as you age out of the system, and can be a first tier, an entry level experience to get you wherever else you decide to go. Is time not the most precious commodity for every one of us? You as a mentor or a caseworker working with a mentor will be able to go into the back end of Catapult and see when is the last time this young person logged in, how far have they gotten, which trainings have they completed, which have they not. And you have a button you can click that gives them a nudge and says, hey, haven't logged in a while, maybe you want to, and it's literally a click of a button. You don't have to have a 30-minute phone call, right? Is time not the most precious commodity for every one of us? And there is such a thing as compassion fatigue. There really is. We have to take care of ourselves so we don't burn out, so that we can keep helping. How do we do that? We leverage technology, we come together as a community, we high-five each other and say, I see you, oh, thanks for your heart, keep going. But also, like, sometimes maybe just whatever you have to do to care for yourself. You can't, I heard this saying, you can't dip out of an empty well, you know? So self-care is not something that this talks about, but it's just kind of coming up in my heart to say to you guys, because I can see the beautiful spirit in this room, and I resonate with it, and I know that we can grow weary in doing good. So allow this technology to help you nudge and to use some of the scripting in this that will help you not have to invent the wheel.